Okay, folks, we are back for a low-budget movie review from my media bunker, aka a room that I hoard in my 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house that causes my wife much anguish and resentment as I fill it full of media. Okay, so we're going to be reviewing a movie that came out in 1999. I found out about this film as I was at a thrift shop, one of my favorites, the Hope Chest, up off of Pacific Avenue in the city of Stockton, and I saw a VHS copy. And I thought, this is a new enough movie that I want to see if they have it for rent at the local library. Huge shout out to the Stanislaus County Public Library System. And sure enough, I was able to transfer in a DVD copy, which I have watched. It's been over a month, unfortunately. I've been sitting on these notes. I watched this movie with my wife, and we have not had time to do the review, and I'm just going to do it by myself, unfortunately. I just want to get it out there because of it makes me feel guilty every time I see these notes sitting on my desk. Haven't talked about the movie. 1999 movie, directed by one of my favorite directors, Michael Mann. You've seen me review many of his movies, from Thief to Heat. I believe I reviewed his Public Enemies, one of his later films. This movie was 2 hours and 37 minutes. The Insider. It is kind of a fictionalized account of a real-life situation. Big tobacco, evil big tobacco. So it is a fictionalized account based off of a true story of a real-life guy, corporate whistleblower, a guy named Jeff Wigand. It was nominated for 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. It would go on to lose against American Beauty. I believe that's a Sam Mendes movie. And it was up against Cider House Rules, The Green Mile, The Sixth Sense, and they would all, like I mentioned, go on to lose against American Beauty. I have only seen The Sixth Sense and The Green Mile. Never seen Cider House Rules. Looked like a snore fest. American Beauty, I don't know. Kevin Spacey just gives me the ick, as the young kids say. Mike Wallace, formerly of 60 Minutes fame, rest in peace. He was played by Captain Von Trapp, a.k.a. Christopher Plummer. And Christopher Plummer, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Mike Wallace was noted as saying that 2/3 of this film was accurate to the real-life story. They did take some creative liberties. There is this tobacco company that Jeff Wigand worked for as like a lead researcher. He had come from the pharmaceutical industry, and he was finding that the things that were added to tobacco to make it highly addicted were horrible for you. So this was in the early 90s. Big Tobacco stood by, said that big tobacco is not bad, smoking is not bad for your health, and he, as a corporate insider and a researcher with a chemistry background, realized that that wasn't the case. And when he started speaking up from his corporate role as the vice president of research and development, they ended up terminating him with threats that he would lose his severance package if he spoke about it. So Al Pacino plays the CBS on-location reporter that he connects with. I don't remember the real-life reporter's name, and I didn't write it down. It's just a really captivating movie. The movie had a budget of $68 million. Box office failure. I find a lot of times these highbrow films do not appeal to a general audience. I was riveted. I was captivated. At almost 3 hours, the movie's pacing, it just really was good, and it was an edge-of-your-seat movie. It was a little slow at points. Russell Crowe, definitely an Academy Award-winning performance, in my opinion, playing the Jeffrey Wigand character. Interesting, he's an Australian playing this American guy. You would never even know it, that he wasn't a native-born American. But again, commercial failure. A lot of times I see the Best Picture movies that are nominated are kind of more for the NPR crowd, as it were. $60 million, lost money. It was adapted from a Vanity Fair article called "The Man Who Knew Too Much." The screenplay was written by both Michael Mann and his frequent collaborator, Eric Roth. The original article was written by journalist Marie Brenner. So we just see the rabbit hole of big tobacco and doing whatever they can to cover their tracks and silence those who would speak out against them. You know, you got the R.J. Reynolds of the world. This particular tobacco company has since changed names in an attempt to distance itself to the sins of the past. But I think now we're in an era where we pretty much know that smoking is horrible for you. You obviously have the freedom of choice. I think that the vapes and the Zins are the things that all the youngsters are doing nowadays. Do people still smoke? I don't know. It's so expensive. Here in California, it's like $12 for a premium pack of cigarettes. Tune in to my most recent article where I smoked one American Spirit cigarette, and I kind of shed light on that. So, again, highly rated film. The movie has an IMDb rating of 7.8 out of 10. 96% Rotten Tomato audience score. I'm sorry, 96% Rotten Tomato critic score, although the audience score is pretty high too, 90%. And I am going to go 4 out of 5. I can't recommend it enough. Is it a 90s classic, late 90s classic? I wouldn't say it's a classic. It's probably not my favorite Michael Mann movie, but for the most part, I've loved every movie that he's done. I have not watched his most recent endeavor, which is about Ferrari, I think. I would check it out. I wanted to see it on a widescreen format. That's why I opted not to buy a used 50-cent VHS copy. Thank you for watching, folks. We'll see you next time.